Hey, what's up, everyone? Um, I wanted to talk about um, so I was talking to my neighbor this morning, and it always comes back to the same thing. Like as far as pacifism is concerned, is then you you love your enemies, you bring light to others, but then what's gonna happen? Like if everyone, let's say all the religions, like I posed the question, what if the Pope, all the religious leaders say tomorrow that they can't use violence anymore. So no soldiers, no police, no violence. What'll happen? And they always say, well, then the bad guys are going to take over. And I always say, you know what? The bad guys have already taken over, like 1,000 times over and over and over again. Empires have grown and crumbled and grown and crumbled and grown and crumbled, and those are the bad guys, unfortunately. So, anyway, so how do we get out of that vicious cycle of empires growing and crumbling, growing and crumbling, and because it's just one bad guy taking over another bad guy, right? And but the only way to bring the kingdom of God to earth is to bring love, and that's the big deceiver, and that's what the institutions have not. They've not made that switch yet because they can't talk against violence. Because they would be going against the system, the big honchos, the big bad guys. They can't say, you know what, you can't enlist in the army, you can't use weapons. Like they can't say that. The leaders of religious institutions, large religious institutions, can't say that. Even though their doctrine says it, they can't say it. Because it wouldn't fall in line with the government, with the people in control. And they would start losing favor and would start crumbling. Like their power would start crumbling. So they can teach on a micro level, to be good, to this and that, but on a macro level, they can't really say anything or teach, or any institutional violence. They can't really say anything about. So how do we do this? What's the process? Because there's a lot of people who are awakening to the fact that large institutions, governments, big corporations, they don't have our best interests. They just want power. They're not looking out for us.